Greetings, family. I want to thank you all for joining me here once again. This is Lancescurv of Lancescurv.com. To see 22 years worth of my work, go to Lancescurv.com and take your time. Anyway, I woke up this morning and I felt so strong. I felt so mighty. But what else is new? That's not a narcissistic statement. I have to say, we're all in a battle. We're all in a fight to the finish. And when you're a person who has light in this world, you have demons, demonic people, right, that are going to come after you to snuff you out. See, these people, when they see you, they know who you are. And it activates something inside of them that they must come after you. This is a spiritual conversation more so than just somebody thinking paranoid to say, this one's looking at me and this one's coming at me. This is something very deep. It manifests itself in the physical world, but it's very much a spiritual thing. So if you don't understand that plane, that level of existence, what I'm saying to you is going to go right over your head and I'll seem like a nutcase, right? But that's okay. I'm not saying I'm elevated or ascended more than anybody else. All I'm saying is that I'm growing and growing every day. And I have to thank my parents for putting the foundation for me to understand the deeper levels of spiritual warfare. And it's only going to get more intense. If you look at the world now, where it's going, it's off the chain. This can't go on too much longer before it just calls for its own death and doom. And these entities want you to go with them. Now you see on the banner here, you see some very ugly faces. You see some very frightening faces. And these faces, to me, they're real, very much a real thing. You see, when you have somebody come to you to infiltrate your life, when you let them on in, pretty much they don't look like that. But if you can see what they really look like through the spiritual eyes, that gift of discernment, right? This is what you'll see. And at first, when you're taking your baby steps on a spiritual level to discern, you won't see it that much. But the deeper you get into who you are, the deeper you get into what your mission is, when you see these faces, you'll catch a glimpse of it. You say, whoa. It may not even be, it might be quick. There have been some times in my life when I've had people around me that I felt were friends, that I felt I can open up to and trust. And I would see not these exact faces, but things that are very similar. I remember this had to be back in, I'd say it was in the 1990s, because it was definitely in New York. And I was sitting on the terrace with a young lady, platonic relationship, like a sister. And she was talking with me. And there was always something about her that was off. I couldn't put my hand on it. But I knew she had a lot of venom for different people. And again, when you have someone who is a thief who say, I might be a thief, I'll never steal from you, it will never happen. Well, if they don't have anybody to steal from, well, guess what? They're going to come for you. So this particular person had a lot of chaos in their life. A lot. Family members, former friends, being nosy, but they were cool with me. So I was like, okay, you're cool with me. You're educated, you're smart, you're progressive on a money level. That fooled me. We're sitting on the terrace one night. It wasn't any intimate situation. It was just I was, over there, right? We had a relationship, but nothing beyond platonic. Anyway, the street lights outside kind of came down in a certain way. It wasn't too dark, but it was dark enough, but you can still see clearly. If you dropped a penny on the ground or a coin on the ground on that terrace, you can see it, right? So she's talking and I'm looking at her face. And then I said, wait a second, who the hell is this sitting in front of me? It was something along the lines of what you see in this banner. And she was talking normal and the demon face was talking normal. And I was in shock. And then after about 5 seconds, it went right on back. I stayed there and I continued to talk, but I was like freaked out. What the heck was this? I didn't know that at that point in my life, my spiritual ascension was growing. I was going higher. So it's not about just seeing a demon face and that's it, and you're this great person, you know all of this stuff, but you're very sensitive to seeing behind the mask. And it doesn't always show itself. People come to you in sisterhood and brotherhood, doing kind deeds, wishing you the best. But hate can hide behind a compliment, right? Jealousy can hide behind a, I love you, I support you, I'm with you. And then you find out in the end, which can be sooner or later, better sooner, at least you know it's around you. Because in my mind, one of the worst things is to find out there was somebody around you that couldn't stand you, who hated you for your light. See, and they can appear to have the light. If you don't know what the light is, I can't really. The light means you're a chosen one. And I'm going to say this just openly. Take it or leave it. And they want to be you. They want to be ascended like you. And these particular demons can never go there. They can look like the real thing. They can do works that appear to be so good. But when you see that face on this person, when you get to that level that I've gotten to 2 decades ago, right? About 2 decades ago, I'd say, there is no turning back. You can't even talk to everybody where everybody understands. So I'm just going to be raw. I don't care if you think I'm crazy. Lance losing his mind. He talking about seeing demon faces talking to people. It doesn't happen all the time, because maybe that particular person may not be a demon for me. And I don't think everybody's a demon and I'm some exalted individual. No, it doesn't work that way, because you know what? Many who are listening to this, you are demons to somebody else. Okay? So that's how it works. But the bottom line is that you have to be careful, and you don't have to be timid. See, when you have the light, when you're a chosen one, you have the right? Like I said in the title here, to survive in this world, you must be a certified demon slayer. When I see that face, and I know that you have no good intention for me, it may not even be where you want to delete me. I can't say the K-I-L-L word, right? You might want to delete me from this plane. Maybe you don't or have the balls to go that far, but you don't want anything to work right for me. Every time you see me, you're thinking bad things. You're wishing bad things on anything I attempt to do. See, so with these people, you don't have to be timid. You don't even have to wait for the confrontation or tolerate their presence in your life. Once you know a person is a demon, you have the right to slay them. Aggressively, proactively, you go after them. And they will cry to the world, I just don't know why he treated me this way, because they want sympathy from others who don't know who you really are. And at this point in my life, at 60 years old, I'm steamrolling everything in front of me. You know, the lawnmower shows no favoritism when it comes time to cut the grass. If you're above a certain height on that lawn and you're not supposed to be, you get cut. That's the way it is, proactively. So we ain't gonna ride for 5 or 10 years and then all of a sudden the world finds out what you are. No. So go on and cry, because I'm slaying you. I'm slaying everybody in my life who is against the light that I have. Now, is my light better than your light if you have light? No, I'm not saying that. We know who we are. And one of the reasons why I want to give credit where credit is due, I had a conversation last night, and a lot of things were confirmed to me when I revealed things to this individual. And the way they spoke to me confirmed, even with Sister Ade, who I have yet to put up that long show that we did. It was recorded. I'm working on it. It should be up in probably 2 days or so, because I have so many other things to do. She confirmed things, and coming from her, it let me know what my role is. And I don't have to tell anybody what my role is in this world, but I already know, and it's more and more defined. See, many of us will go and look for a job and say, let me find something to do. And you get on a job and you think that gives you identity on a divine level. It doesn't. You have to find within yourself what your mission is. The job, where you live, your status in this world, in this man-made engineered world, it doesn't matter. You understand? It's something deeper than that. Anybody. You can be a chosen one and be a maintenance man. You can be a chosen one and be one who just cleans tables. You're a waitress and you take orders. You think that you have to have worldly status to be one who has to be at the right place at the right time to fulfill a divine mission, right? So all divine missions don't require your name to be up in lights. Understand that. Whatever level you are on, you can carry light if you're part of the mission. Because when you look at the clock, when you look at the watch that you have on your wrist, if you have one, right? You see the hour hand, the minute hand, the second hand, and it might look pretty. They make those timepiece faces. The face of the watch is always made to look pretty and nice. But they're going along for the ride because what's going on behind the face of that watch is the real deal. It may be unseen. It will go underappreciated. You got to understand that. You might be unseen and you may go underappreciated for a very long time, but you're the one that's driving those hands on that watch and making it perform the way it performs. So if you remove that face and take off the hour hand, the minute hand, the second hand, and look at the tiny gears that don't fail day in and day out, that's the real deal. Those are the ones who have the light. Those are the ones who are driving this thing righteously. And so you have people who will come against you, who want to smear your character, who want to beat you to the punch. What do I mean by that? Beat you to the punch on how you can shine your light out into the world so that when they seed the minds of people who you will be potentially around, by the time you show yourself to be who you are in your mission, the world around you will look at you and say, oh, you're a fraud. But it's the frauds that put the word out. This is so amazing how this happens. But what you do, you don't let that bother you. You continue to do your work. You let all of the criticisms and all of the put downs and all of the slanders roll off your back like water on a duck's behind. You have to do this because there's only so much time. Look at the world, the way it's going. Right is wrong and wrong is right, according to the man-made engineered system. And those of us who try to have some level or high level of morale, we're the ones who are chastised. We're the ones who are looked at as though we're abnormal. Like, it was sent to me by a very close gift to my life. My dearest friend, my dear sister, who I love very much, and she shared with me. It was an article about a McDonald's ad in Japan. And it was a lot of confusion and chaos caused by this ad. And it was animated. All it had was a father and a mother, and I think it was a little girl. It was a child. And they were eating McDonald's. And there was so much uproar behind that ad. Why? Because it showed the nuclear family. Look at the nuclear family now, right? Father, mother, child, children, right? And everything that comes behind it. That is attacked. And it's not by people who are nice. These are demons who hate the world. They hate the natural, God-given and God-created order of this world, and they despise it. So they don't go after individuals anymore. They do, but they want to come after the overall system. And you can't tell me, well, who are these people? Look, there are entities in this world that are not of this world that despise the natural order of things. They want to change your child and what they desire when they get older, which a child should not have anything to do with sexual desires. You don't do that at that age, but they want to get to them and teach them all of this filth and decadence and things that are wrong and put it in their mind. It's wrong. Anything other than man, woman, and child is wrong. And nobody wants to say it. No, too many people are scared. Politicians and preachers are scared and nobody wants to say it. What the hell is wrong with you? Why are you going to a place of worship? To worship what? To worship under the leadership of a punk? Because that's what half of these pastors are. Not even half, most of them are. They want to have that tax bracket or be in that tax bracket where they can still get money because we can't talk about a rainbow. Take the rainbow back, damn it. God did not create this rainbow for some decadence. You have a dog in your backyard and you step in doo-doo, you don't like it. But they want to push these people who like doo-doo like it's normal. That's waste. There's no life up in there. Why can't we say this? Yes, this video probably will get taken down. But did I call names? Did I call groups? I said rainbow. I can't talk about the rainbow. The rainbow has been that hijacked that it's not anything normal anymore. The rainbow is a beautiful thing. And they've taken a natural, beautiful thing and turned it around that when you see that, you think of something else. So you've been mind screwed. You've been mind F-U-C-K'd. We're all been screwed over and we got to take it back. That's right. To survive in this world, you must be a certified demon slayer. Slay them every time. Don't let them bring them things to your children. Don't suggest this stuff to me. What are you, crazy? 1973 in America, that kind of stuff was labeled a mental illness. But since so many people love the decadence, they removed that. People in power. And don't think it's just something that's natural. It's not. Out here where I am, there was a righteous pastor who was speaking on the street and basically said, fathers, you got to stop having sex with your daughters. Mothers, you got to stop having sex with your sons. I'm like, yo, what kind of mess is that? And there were women around saying, tell it, tell it, tell it. We know this to be true. And they weren't with the pastor. They were walking by. So this is something that's not only over in America, but it's all over the world. This spirit is running wild and freely. And there are other people in power who are ushering them on in. We look at America and how the migrants are being brought in. And that's a distraction, but it is very much a real issue. I understand that. But what's the real issue? What about these demonic, twisted, decadent spirits that are being ushered in through the media, on the smartphone, and our children have access to this? That's the real migrant problem. Demonic migrants that are infiltrating your mind and infiltrating your world, and you get on these social media platforms and you can't say anything about it. People start getting scared. So like me, I have to talk in a very coded way. I have to speak in a way because videos of mine are being snatched down and they're combing over old videos and this is taken down. So this is why I have to make duplicates of it. This is why I have to put these things on different platforms and podcast platforms. Too many damn people want to get on social media now and stroke their egos and do their face up and put their costumes on and put their ankhs on and speak religion and spirituality. And you don't have a goddamn inkling of what it's supposed to be because your life is twisted up. I'm going to call it like I see it. This is why you must go to Lancescurv.com because things will be taken down, and I'll have these things on other podcasting platforms, and I'll put it on the same page so that if you see that this video has been taken down or private, you'll have the other platforms to click the button and listen to it. I'm not caught up in you seeing me. I'm not caught up in taking selfies with people in the street and signing autographs. I do that. People see me and I will always oblige you, but that's not my goal. I'm here today and I'll be gone tomorrow. I have a mission with the light that I have. And then too many of us are given light and talents and abilities to reach other people. And these demons come and they seduce us and they compromise us, and our light is used for something wicked. So when you see a lot of these so-called stars that the wicked system props up, they have a light inside, but their carnal selves were appealed to. You know, let's just say it. I'm not trying to talk Bible or whatever. We know how those stories are, right? But the story went, and I can't quite quote it or say it, but I remember learning about this when I was very young, how Jesus was on the mountaintop with Satan. And Satan said, I can give you all this. I can give you the world. And what did Jesus say? I can't quote it exactly. What is it for a man to gain the world and lose his soul? Pretty much that. I'm not some Christian preacher. I ain't trying to be. But the story, it is so true. Let it ring true within you. So whether these people existed or not, by the way, I'm telling you something about right now. And that's the best way. So many people desire the things of the world, the carnal, the visual. You can't get on YouTube or Instagram right now without seeing some woman's backside. And I'm a man. I love women's backsides. It's a beautiful thing. But in the righteous context, when you have your woman and you're looking at her from head to toe and you love her and you're committed to her and you secure her and you protect her and she gives you pleasure beyond all imagination. It's not bad lust. That's the total package. But too many of us in this world, we want to take the pleasure and reject the responsibility. So this is something that is so twisted in this world, and there's so much that I want to talk about with this. But like I said, when you see somebody in your life or in your inner circle strategically moving themselves closer to you, you need to slay them, get rid of them with the quickness. Do you see a roach on your wall that shouldn't be there? And say, well, roach, I'm going to go to sleep. I trust that you'll stay right there so I can delete you tomorrow, so I can smash you tomorrow. No, because he's going to run and breed up even more and bring back more. No, you don't belong here. You're getting deleted. You're getting smashed right now. Where's my slipper? Give me the piece of tissue. When you see that face in a person who you thought was close to you and had good intentions for you, get rid of them. Doesn't mean you have to physically take a sword. I don't mean slaying like that. And sometimes if you're backed up against a wall and somebody's coming at you physically, you got to have the ability to pull the trigger. You got to have the ability to let your hands go, meaning throw your hands if it comes down to that. And see, when they see that intensity inside of you, they will try to soften their approach to you and take a little longer to get at you. Like, oh, I can't really come at this person because they're aware of what goes on a spiritual level. And that's the only way I'm seeing things right now. I'm not looking at it any other way. So I had to scare people away by saying, hey, you know, my buddy checked your emails. It's not too cool. I don't like what you're saying. And they run because they're demons, and they will continue to run. And I challenge you to bring anybody to me like that. Then I'm not going to be nice. There's no more nice Lancescurv anymore, only for the real. You can come to me, we'll talk and we'll vibe, and there are many people in my circle who I can vibe with that way. But it's time for weeding out. You don't need enemies in your camp. Keep them away from you. Don't discuss your plans, and you'll feel so much better. It's like going to the bathroom and taking a nice big doo-doo. Yeah, I said it because we all do that. You might be on the toilet on your phone now listening. Let's be real. The feeling you have when you expel what was inside of you that was waste. And there's too many people in your life that's waste. And they will waste your time. They're waste and they will waste your time. And they're only there as spiritual speed bumps to slow you down and eventually stop you. Spiritual potholes that are in your road, on your road. And you got to have the discernment to know how to weave around this thing. Because when you do have the light and when you are chosen, when you have to know that it's still a fight. You prove yourself to your creator every day by fighting. Doesn't mean every day is going to be a fight. When it comes time, listen, demon, it's either you or me, because you're not stopping me, because I have to be accountable for what I do on this earth. And I ain't talking religious stuff. I'm talking on a spiritual level. So when you see it, look, and remember, they will come to you. They'll have nice cars, nice clothes, nice status. They'll take interest in you. And you're like, oh, wow, I'm so flattered. Oh, wow, you know, this is my time. My time is coming. They'll offer you deals, whatever, and they will just be trying to compromise you and seduce you. You don't want no part of that. And good things will happen to you. But you have to discern that and not let anybody just love bomb you. You know, when you go to a church and everybody, when they see that you're new, here they come on code according to what the pastor has told them jackleg pastors. So all these people coming around you, you might be going through something in your life, and all of a sudden you think that, oh, if I go to the church, I'll be better off. And you got to realize there's a lot of sick, twisted people in the church that are not healed. And they're posturing, and they're actually there to find other weak people like them who are into the same vice. So you have a man that comes in and he has lust in his heart and it ain't healed yet. He think he can come there and heal himself, or in actuality, he ain't even thinking about that. He just wants to go there and find a weaker vessel. I'm not saying a woman is a weaker vessel. The man and a woman could be weaker. But when he catches the eye of that woman who's coming out of the church, and it's a certain look that nobody can see, he already sees a kindred spirit. So he finds himself out in the parking lot near her. Oh, hi, how are you doing, sister? Whatever. And 2 days later, they in the bed doing their thing. 69 is not just a number, people. All right. And there ain't nothing wrong with that in a committed relationship. But they look, you go to the hospital, emergency room. What do you have there? A bunch of sick people who are looking to get well, which the hospital these days, as far as I'm concerned, is the last place you want to go when they start giving you these toxic chemicals to hide the symptoms and not cure anything. It's the same thing in church. So you're just mixing up with demons. Most people who have light run from the church. They'll tell you they're not against the righteous system and the righteous order, the real order, but that fake religious thing where all they want to do is control people and siphon out their money and have pleasure with the weaker vessels. Some of these pastors are running through so much women in there, and some of these pastors on a twisted level are running through so much men and little boys there, right? But nobody can talk about it. We have to play pretend, which in actuality weakens our light. When you tolerate decadence around you, when you tolerate the wrong things around you, when you tolerate seeing people going after somebody who has light to destroy them, it makes you weaker, and you won't be commissioned anymore. You will lose your light. Certain things can't happen on your watch. You have to understand that. Certain things cannot. So you can't say, well, yeah, I feel I'm chosen. It's been confirmed, but I'm not going to do that. Look, how many police officers now, right? 15 or 10 minutes before their shift is over, they're driving to go back to the precinct or the station. You know, we call it different things. And they see something happening and they keep their eyes straight because that's the next day, next 2 days or 3 days are their days off, and they don't want to get caught up in something now that's going to keep them extra hours and have to do paperwork, even though it's overtime, even though they committed to that, and that is in their job description, that whatever happens, you have to deal with it. I don't care if it's 1 minute before the time you're supposed to get off. So a lot of us call ourselves righteous or started off with the light, but now we want to mold it and compromise it to fit our life. No, I can't do that right now. Like taxi cabs that cut off their light when they're not working. They have a light like in New York City with the yellow cabs and light is on. It means they're working. They cut the light off. They see you as a black person in the street. They don't want to pick you up. They see you trying to flag it down. They cut the light off and drive right past you. 2 blocks later, they see a Caucasian, cut the light on and pick them up. This is what happens in the world. So we have people who are selective with their light, but if you use it for something personal, you lose it. See? If you don't use it for righteousness, you lose it. So you can start out good, be compromised or get carnal and compromise yourself. But again, as soon as you see that face, it's a spiritual thing. That face doesn't really change, and sometimes it does. I had a shapeshifter in front of me one time. Not the young lady I was talking about. This was a stranger, but he was at my home. It was a business situation. We were talking some things, and there were other people there. And this dude, in plain day, took up a face that looked like the one here on the right, with all the teeth, but it wasn't exactly that way. And he was talking normal, and I saw this thing, and this happens to me. And see, we all have different ways where things happen, where things are revealed. And the more I spend time to myself, the more I spend time going into the inner man and trying to perfect. Doesn't mean I'm trying to be perfect, but we can perfect ourselves. You don't have to be afraid of that word, perfect. I'm perfecting my game. I may never get there. I am not God, but I can be better incrementally every single day that passes by. And that's how we're supposed to do. These people are distractions. They're not more powerful than you. They'll try to scare you. They'll try to put things in your head to make you feel doubt within yourself. But you are put here for a mission and put here for a reason. And the more time that has been wasted in your life, the more that you'll be pissed off when you wake up. So don't wait. If you're commissioned to do something and you hear that inner voice and you're compelled to do something, you do it full force. Don't hold back. When you in a boxing match, do you sit here and give love taps? This person's trying to take your head off. You don't want to just punch the person. You want to put your fist through their head. And if you can stomp them, you stomp them. Cut them up in little pieces and spread it out all over the land and burn those pieces too. Come at me. I'm waiting for the next demon to try to come at me or be revealed, because the next ones, I'm calling them out by name. We're going to get on YouTube and I'm going to tell the methods and how. I don't care. You can't care for these things. And see, it's almost like the old werewolf movies, right? When you see the werewolf terrorize everybody and they're so scared, and then they put a bullet in his head and kill him. Oop, I wasn't supposed to say that word, right? And all of a sudden he changes back to the man that he was. But he's the werewolf. Don't cry now. So people that we love in our life, They will be the very people who will come at us to destroy us. And you realize all along, because anybody who has come against me, I've seen the red flags long before. And I was in denial. No, as soon as you see the red flags, and as soon as it is confirmed with the inner voice inside of you, you delete them. You get them out of your life, because you would have wasted time, all this time. Because pretty much they wanted something out of you while resenting you at the same time. Ain't that something? They want something out of you. They want some gain out of you, but they resent you at the same time while they're playing you. But they have no good feel for you. So get rid of them so you can go straight on your mission with no interruptions. Interruptions will come, but as soon as they come, you get rid of them. That's the bottom line of what I'm saying right here. Like the title, to survive in this world, you must be a certified demon slayer. Much love to you all. On to the next one. Like, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments. I'd love to hear from you. Lancescurv out. Peace.